Today I would like to share an idea about desires with you. So there can be many different types of desires, of course, different in a sense of like if they are positive, helpful, or maybe self-serving and so on. So many different directions of desire it can be. Some may be seen as wrong, some as virtuous, some as, of course, neutral, neutrally positive, like, okay, of course, you have this desire and so on. But I would like you to first think about your desires right now. Like what you would be doing if you could, for example. And even imagine it. Without needing any money, without needing any other utilities that you would need to manifest the desire, or even people, Think about it and what it is, and you can imagine yourself being in that reality. What is that desire? Sometimes those desires may not be about the goal, what you are desiring, but something that is behind, and the feeling that it would bring you. For example, many of you have a desire to travel. It is like probably the most favorite desire and dream that many people have, to travel the world, But maybe it's not in your path, really. Maybe it's not what you should be doing. But of course, everyone would say, like, yeah, of course, it's a beautiful desire and nothing wrong with it. Why you shouldn't want to manifest it, But as I say, maybe, especially when you don't really have the tools the tools to manifest whatever desire you have. Let's say, for example, traveling. Traveling is bringing you a certain feeling, when you imagine doing it. It can be freedom, It can be leisure. It can be feeling like you have a never-ending vacation, And that is the feeling that you are searching for. Not necessarily traveling. Sometimes, of course, part of traveling is also seeing the cultures and experiencing them. Without traveling, you cannot really experience it to that degree. But again, it can be something else, that you are desiring, that is just manifesting in more like Russian. It's almost like a desire. Surface desire is like a rationalizations of your needs and desires of your the feeling on a feeling level. And your brain comes up with a dream that kind of like matches the desires or the feelings that you are desiring to have, to experience on a daily basis. Maybe some other people have ideas of being wealthy, for example, having more money, and earning a lot of money, to be on a certain higher and higher positions, being managers, and stuff like that. That can be, and also behind those desires and needs is something, that you kind of lack in a way. So, for example, in this sense, it can be like, of course, having a lot of money is again another level of freedom. That's of course 99% of people. It's opposite of 1% that doesn't have, or let's say half of the people have less money that they would like to have or need, for the basic stuff in their life. So having money is the equivalent of having freedom as well, so having freedom. But even desiring, for example, being still on a higher and higher places can be also the need for the control, for more power and control in a certain sense. So you may be desiring because also that you don't feel like you have a control or upper hand towards your life, you know, or people even in your life. And it can as well stem from childhood, you know, you didn't have enough control, or let's say your parents were more controlling than they should be, or that was healthy, you know. So you may be desiring certain things as a response to a lack what you had in your childhood. And it doesn't necessarily mean that when you will really manifest it, that you will do what the desire is telling you to do, that you would be fulfilled. And as you know, many people who eventually even travel the world, they really, even when it's exciting and beautiful in the beginning, but eventually they realize like, yeah, they still have been running away from something else and it's not fulfilling it. The same is for power and money. You know, how many people, you know, like you have a saying that money will not bring you happiness. That is only when you are really not addressing the true needs within yourself, you know, that you have not got, especially in your childhood, and you still are not having them as an adult. So you are not, you still need to go deeper within yourself and on a different level satisfy. Usually, as in a previous video that I was saying, it's the connection, or in the video with the self-sabotage, you know, I was saying it's about connection, that a lot of people still need some type of connection. It doesn't mean that you need to be, again, like searching for friendships all the time, you know. It's the sense of connection that you belong and that you are not a burden in this reality in any way, shape or form. So again, I just invite you with this idea to look at your desires that you maybe are even stuck, like you would like to manifest something and you don't see the way how to do. And especially in the moment when you don't have tools, you don't have resources to do anything about a dream, you may be even pushing the dream even further away, you know. So it, in a certain way, you need to let go of the dream or the desire and really look inside yourself what you are really desiring by having this idea of the certain external desire that you don't have right now. You know, what is it now that you are desiring? And sometimes it helps just to even sit with the feeling and go deeper and deeper into the feeling, and it may shift in a different way, and you can feel lighter, you know, and that eventually may even help you to go in a direction of that dream or similar type of dreams. But again, it's similar with the surrender and control, you know. You just need to surrender, and then through control or allowance to control and continue would start happening, you know. It's always about going back. So what I am offering to you with these ideas, even in a previous video about surrender and control, it's like always different angles of suggesting to you, you need to go inside, you know, and to really acknowledge what you feel. What are you lacking in a feeling right now? What are the holes that you have? What made you have those holes? And how you can acknowledge them at least at first, you know. And then by feeling them, just allow the universe to start shifting energies around you, so it can bring you the ways you can heal whatever lack you have inside. And then even your external desires may shift and change. And then you would not be desiring something that you can't or are not even supposed to manifest. And you would feel even your desire more pure, desire towards what is really there. It's like a precognition. The desire will almost shift into the or become the precognition of, yeah, this is where you should go. That's why you are desiring, desiring it. And again, back it goes into full surrender afterwards, to actually not be frustrated that you cannot even go in the route of where you should be going, in that pure, true desire of your soul that is trying to guide you where you should go. So, thank you for listening, and I will come back with some new ideas and offerings for your inner world. Goodbye.